Is the West Bank next to be taken in by Israel? What is Trump's role in all this? And is there maybe a woman behind everything that's currently happening? That's what we'll look at today. So thanks so much for being here. It's become increasingly difficult to ignore what's happening in Gaza. Like, even if you try to not watch the news or mass media or any media at all, it's become really hard to ignore that people are protesting basically everywhere, saying Free Palestine. What does that even mean? It means that Israel, as we know, has occupied certain territories that have previously been defined as Palestinian territories, and certain countries have accepted that, certain other countries have not accepted that. I don't want to go into details now about this, but what is crucial right now, as I record this in August 2025, is that Netanyahu now owns that he has that vision of a greater Israel that is not just the Israel as defined by state borders as of right now, but he wants to expand this into Egypt, into Jordan, and that is his vision that he feels spiritually connected to and that he wants to put in place. Like, he wants to realize that. So what does that mean? Does that mean that, like, the Gaza Strip, right, will be cleared of any Palestinians, basically? Because he's like, hey, that's like prime property here. We could like put up beautiful hotels here and make it basically a vacation resort strip for Americans or whoever wants to come here. He like that vision that was put up by Trump also in a little short video a few months ago. That's not a joke. It doesn't seem to be a joke. So the question is the West Bank next? Because Gaza seems as if it was really like owned already, like it was lost to Israel. And I don't want to be like painting the devil on the wall, right? I don't want to be negative about it, but that's what it seems like. And the other day I posted a video of Mother Agabia saying that people living in the West Bank, and I'm not living in the West Bank, I've never been to the West Bank, I haven't ever been to Gaza, so excuse me for speaking about something I haven't experienced myself. But from what I gathered as information is that people living in the West Bank they do have that sense that, okay, we're going to be next. They're going to invade us next, right? Settlers are already there. Like, there's already crimes happening on a daily basis where people just get shot or their houses just get taken away by settlers. Like, I've heard that from several sources now, right? And after I posted that video of Mother Agabia, her saying that people in the West Bank feel that they're next, I have several people living there confirming to me that's exactly what it feels like. So the question is that unstoppable? Is that unstoppable? Will that just happen? Who is going to stop them? So whenever there's a conflict arising in this world, we instantly sort of, as Europeans, we instantly also look to the US because it's like, okay, they're the superpower, right? They've behaved like the policemen of the world these past few decades, even though behind the scenes there's something completely different going on. But I don't want to get into this right now. I refer to Daniele Ganser and his work where he explicitly shows what's been going on. And I will get into this in other videos too. But right now, I don't want to get into it. But like on the forefront, the facade of the US is, hey, we're here to protect you all. Like, we're going to watch out that no dictator from Africa or the Middle East, from these Arab countries, are going to blow up the whole world, because that's a danger that could be happening, right? So we're going to protect you all in the name of democracy, in the name of everyone's freedom. It's all a hoax, but yeah, still, that's what is portrayed, right? That's the image, the self-image that the US exports. Like, hey, we look out for you. We look out for the West, because those crazy people over there, they don't know what they're doing. They can't be trusted. They're all terrorists. They're all terrorists. They're all very basic human beings that just eat and go to the toilet and don't do anything useful in between. And we need to sort of make sure we are protected from them, right? So in this case too, when it comes to the West Bank, people could instantly also look to the US and go, is Trump gonna protect us? Is the US gonna be there? If I say protect us, I mean, is he gonna make sure justice is being done, because it's not okay for Israel to just take in the West Bank and just go, hey, that's now ours too. Let alone Jordan and Egypt. We all know that's not going to go well. That's not going to go over without a bloody war where a lot of civilians will die. So that's the question of today. Will Trump intervene? And whoever has been watching Trump closely these past few weeks, I would say, knows and has realized something's up. He's not the man anymore he used to be before the election. The promises he made to his voters they're not important anymore. He has changed his views on so many things, and he's even openly owning that, right? He's not free to decide what he wants to decide anymore. You can tell he is bought and in by someone else, and that someone else is not an American company or whatever. Like, we'll get into that, right? But so before the election, he was saying, oh, I don't want to fight no foreign wars. I'm not going to go abroad and, waste our people's lives in order to fight these wars. I'm going to stay out of it. And now what he's saying is basically the opposite, right? He's like, oh, we'll go into Gaza the other day. Oh, we'll do whatever. We're on Israel's side. So it's pretty open. He even despises the people who elected him now. Calling them the stupid, what is he calling them? I slipped my mind right now. But he basically looks down on them and goes, sorry, like in German, there's that expression, what do I care about the nonsense I said yesterday, right? Today is another day, so I don't care anymore what I promised you. I don't care anymore what I said. So it seems as if we can't really trust that Trump will go in and stop Netanyahu from anything, because he is owned by him. And if you watch meetings of the two of them, you can tell and you can see that one has the power of the over the other. It's body language, it's what is being said, it's mimics, right, of Netanyahu just smiling or smirking, or it just doesn't take him seriously because he knows he owns him. And I don't want to get into the reasons why he owns him and how he owns him. I'm not going to get into that, because as I said, maybe there's also a woman behind this all. And I got this from a comment I posted in I made a TikTok video, and then I got a comment about this woman, and I looked her up, and I am stunned, not to say shocked, to see what Wikipedia is writing about her. And I looked up the German Wikipedia entry, and I translated it into English because it's slightly different than the English one, because we all know that Wikipedia is edited to a large part by Zionists. Like, that's just a fact. We can look that up. So I was stunned. I usually don't go on Wikipedia because I'm like, oh, it's no use, it's not neutral, it's not trying to not be biased, it's clearly trying to steer us into a way where we have to accept Israel and we have to accept their plans. So I was stunned. So I want to read you parts of that entry, and we'll also insert the screenshots of that so you can follow along. So the woman in question is Miriam Adelson. I hope I'm saying that right, Miriam Adelson. And as you can see on this print screen that we're adding, she was born in Tel Aviv, Jaffa in 45, the last century. And as of April 2021, her net worth was estimated at 38.2 billion, making her one of the richest women in the world. So she received that money from her second husband she got married to, who is the owner of innumerable casinos in Las Vegas, who made a fortune and then died a few years ago. She was married to him for 30 years. So she now got that money. And what is she going to do with that money? So I'm not going to read to you everything. It's about her education also. She has become a doctor, and that's a little bit less interesting. Well, it's not less interesting, but for now, we're just going to focus on the part where it says politics, right? So I want to read this to you. She and her late husband were and are significant donors to the Republican Party. Adelson is known for her support of Donald Trump. She and her husband were Trump's largest donors throughout his first presidency. In 2020 alone, they both donated 180 million to Republican Party causes. And she was then awarded a Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Trump. Adelson wrote, okay, check this out. I mean, I can't believe this is all just openly out in the internet and no one is like going, what? So Adelson wrote that Trump deserved a book of Trump in the Bible because of his support for Israel. Upon leaving office, she wrote that Trump represented solidarity, friendship, courage, and the triumph of truth and Israelis, and that proud Jews owed him gratitude. Then it goes on. So that's enough, right? I mean, I'm stunned. Like I'm just speechless. So in 2024, Miriam Adelson sought support from candidate Donald Trump for Israel annexation of the West Bank during the 2024 United States presidential election. She promised to spend 100 million to fund dollars. Sorry, that is, it's not like rubies or what's the name? $100 million to fund Trump's election in the exchange for U.S. recognition of Israeli sovereignty over Palestinian territory, where there would then be neither a Palestinian Authority nor peace agreements. Take that in. What is said is that Trump is bought by Miriam Adelson, sorry. Trump is bought by Miriam Adelson, and that they openly have this agreement where she goes, okay, I'm going to give you all that money that's going to help you get elected, because as we know, election campaign is just all there is marketing, right? The more money you have, the more you can spend to get your image out there, to get the message across. And it's all just, okay, who has the most money will eventually win, basically. So she's like, I'm going to buy your election. And we're not going to get into details of how truthful and valid those type of elections even are, because I don't believe in that anymore, that it's really all legit, but we're not going to get into that. So I'm going to help you become president, but then please, you owe me. Because those 100 million are not free. That's not just free campaign money. You then owe me. So Trump was bought even before the election. So everything he said, make America great again. I'm here for the small people. I stop fighting someone else's wars. I'm truthful. I'm against the establishment. I'm not for the Democrats because it's all corruption and deep state stuff. And I'm the real guy who is going to clean that all up. All that is just a joke. It's not real. So yes, coming back to, will Trump side with Israel as they intend to take in the West Bank? It looks like it because he's made a promise and he doesn't even have a choice because he's being blackmailed in the back of all this, but we're not going to get into this right now. So yes, who's going to stop Israel is taking in the West Bank and maybe other countries, attacking other countries, trying to clean out other strips of land where people are already happily living and leading their modest maybe lives, but their lives, that are living their lives peacefully, not attacking Israelis as they portray to us. So who's going to stop Israel? If not the self-proclaimed policemen of the world, the US, because they have just sold their soul. Not just, it's been going on for a little longer, but it's all now coming to light. It's now all coming to light that they sold their soul. Like the American soul, not soil. The American soul is sold to, I don't want to say to the devil, because that's not on me to judge anyone as a devil, but it is sold. So I'm living in a country that seems to be safer right now, and I could care less maybe if whatever gets attacked, but I don't, because we're a humanity. And us as a humanity, as we're waking up, we've had enough of these lies, of the corruptions, of these deals that are being made, that money is in power. Money, like follow the money, is true every time. You don't understand a certain behavior, you don't understand a certain action, follow the money, follow it back. Where does the money eventually lead to? So Trump made a fortune by himself already, but now in this campaign, he knew he wasn't supported for nothing. He was supported to then do what he was told to do, like openly side with the Zionist government of Israel. Because Miriam has a little vision, and her vision is that Greater Israel should probably be, and that Arabs have no place in living in their own country. So she's like, no, I want them out. I want Greater Israel. And hey, US, you're going to profit too, because you're going to go have a vacation resort over here. Like, you're going to come whenever you want to. And she doesn't even need to tell him, oh, you have a benefit from all this, because his benefit was the election. He got elected president. Like, his aim at power, his need for power is soothed, is like he got what he wanted. Now he's like turning around and going, sorry, I got duties to fulfill here. Like, I'm not free anymore. I'm a puppet. I'm not free to do what I want. I don't care what's right and wrong. I am being blackmailed and allegedly, and I have to now listen to my donors, like the ones who bought me. I'm not free. I'm a slave. I'm enslaved and I own it. I don't care what you guys think. So what does that mean for the West Bank and for the Middle East in general? Sorry if I say Middle East. I know this is very general for you guys. As a European, we were taught that this is the Middle East. It means war. It means who's going to stop them? Who's going to step up? Are the Europeans going to step up, who are owned by America indirectly? I don't think so. Is Iran going to step up? I don't know. Are the Arab countries going to unite and step up and go, hey, no, not with us, only over our dead bodies? I don't know. I really don't know. What I do trust is that somehow people are waking up through this whole experience, and that is what apparently is needed. That people realize they can't trust the media, they can't trust elections, they can't trust presidents, they can't trust these things anymore, because it's too much money involved behind the scenes, and it's all a made up game. Not a made up game, but it's a rigged game. It's all a rigged game, and we're sick of it. So thanks so much for listening. Leave me your comments. I do want to know what you think. And yes, until another video. Bye, guys.